What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE debuting a new brand, sad news for a WWE star, has a WWE star been released, Booker T caught sleeping again, Logan Paul to become world champion, WWE cancels an event, a champion addresses the WrestleMania snub, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at WWE debuting a new brand. Now, our top story today takes a look at potentially exciting news when it comes to a new WWE brand. NXT Europe has been a brand and a show that has been rumored since before the pandemic, and it was even all but confirmed that NXT would be debuting a new show with just wrestlers from Europe. It's unclear why exactly these plans were halted, however, it now looks like WWE are finally ready to launch their ambitious new brand. PW Insider Elite was the first to report the news, stating, WWE has been putting a lot of attention into international recruitments in recent weeks. There's been talk internally that they're lining things up to finally launch NXT Europe later in the year. Whilst this would give a lot of wrestlers in Europe a big opportunity, WWE will face some backlash, as they are in essence trying to monopolize the entire European wrestling market. This was similar to what WWE attempted to do with the NXT UK brand, and when they did this, numerous fans as well as wrestlers called WWE out. There's also concern that WWE could be taking on too much, especially if Triple H is involved in this project. It's possible that WWE hires a new team to run the new brand, with fans already throwing out the idea of a name such as William Regal spearheading the new project. What do you guys think? Are we coming to a point where there's too much wrestling in 2025? Next up, a WWE star getting praise backstage. A former world champion Damian Priest has received significant praise backstage. According to PW Insider Elite, Priest has been banged up following WrestleMania 41, but he's been pushing through without any substantial time off. There's been a lot of talk of late among WWE talents marveling at the toughness Damian Priest has shown in recent months despite being very banged up over the course of his feud with Drew McIntyre. Priest returns to the ring Saturday against McIntyre in a steel cage match. Now, it's easy to see why WWE put so much value in Priest and continue to feature him in prominent roles on television. Priest has truly stepped up since winning the world title last year, as this was a reign that exceeded all expectations, and Priest has embedded himself as a top star in the company. Next up, has a WWE star been released? Now, there has been concern that Candice LeRae has been released from WWE. These concerns predominantly come from fans on social media who question why LeRae has disappeared from television. She last wrestled back in April when she dropped the WWE Speed title, but before that she wrestled back at the Elimination Chamber show in March. Now, even though these rumors have circulated of her being released, thankfully it has now been confirmed that LeRae hasn't been released from a WWE deal. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, LeRae is still with WWE, but she has no idea why she's not being used. I asked about what's up with her. She is still there, but I don't know why she hasn't been on TV. LeRae is definitely one of the more underrated and underutilized stars on the entire roster, and hopefully WWE finds an appropriate program for her as we head into the summer months. Next up, WWE Hall of Fame to add another match. This year, WWE began the tradition of adding matches into the Hall of Fame. This concept was received extremely well, as it's always great to see legendary matches and their participants receive their flowers on the grand stage. The first match to be inducted was the iconic submission match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold from WrestleMania 13, and one notable WWE name is already pushing the idea of one of his matches to be inducted. Speaking on going ringside, Mr. WrestleMania himself, Shawn Michaels, discussed the potential of one of his matches going into the Hall of Fame, and he said that one of his WrestleMania matches versus The Undertaker could easily go in. Well, look, I think the one that everybody clearly easily goes to is myself and Undertaker, but I think in my humble opinion, I think there are numerous others. But the good thing is I've still got 8 fingers left, so I've only got 2 Hall of Fame rings. If they want to fill up the other 8, I have no problem with that. And for a lot of fans, the WrestleMania 25 contest between the two is the greatest match of all time, and WWE even named it as such last month. HBK is completely justified with his stance that he could have numerous matches inducted, as he has an array of WrestleMania classics that certainly fit the Hall of Fame status. What do you guys think? Should this match be inducted? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, sad news for a WWE star. Now, it's been reported that following Zoe Stark's injury on Raw this week, she will require surgery. According to WrestleBinge, aka WrestleVotes, Stark will undergo an MRI, presumably on her knee, before she undergoes surgery. Now, Stark suffered a major knee injury during her time in NXT. It took her several months to recover from this injury, so it's a huge blow that she has once again come down with an injury due to a freak accident. What's the backstage reaction to the recent injury? Now, it's become apparent that Stark is one of the most popular names backstage in WWE. Wrestlers across the roster were quick to share their warm wishes, and according to PW Insider Elite, she is universally respected amongst talents backstage. Lots of sympathy for Zoe Stark after her injury last night, as she's universally respected among talents. Now, we'd like to extend our best wishes to Stark, and we wish her a speedy recovery. Next up, a former WWE name teases a comeback. A former WWE star who had 2 distinct runs in the company has now finally teased a comeback. Speaking at a recent virtual signing, Maria Kanellis, who departed from AEW in early 2025, stated that she will never say never when it comes to a WWE return. Never say never. I still chat with people over there. I think that they've done an amazing job in the last few years of really just making it a more professional show, from backstage to what you see and the product is live. A lot of my friends that are over there talk about how well it's run, and so you never know, never say never. The former 24/7 champion stated that if she returned, she would like to manage the Kingdom tag team at an upcoming WrestleMania event. My dream is to manage the Kingdom at a WrestleMania. That's the only thing that I feel like I didn't get to do, or manage my husband at WrestleMania and experience that together. I've had WrestleMania matches and he's been in a WrestleMania match, but we never done it together, and I feel like that would be really cool. There have been no reports on whether or not WWE have any interest in bringing her back into the fold, but with recent cuts and recent returns, it's clear that WWE are trying to freshen up their rosters. Next up, a champion addresses her WrestleMania snub. The WWE's call to remove Bayley from WrestleMania at the last moment really didn't sit well with fans, and now the woman she was supposed to team with at the event has addressed the controversial booking move. Speaking to Chris Van Vliet, Lara Valkyria stated that it was sad that she got a WrestleMania moment that came at the expense of Bayley. It came at the expense of Bayley, which is a bit sad because we clicked so well as a tag team, so it was genuinely hard to have my Mania moment come at an expense. Becky is a big part of the reason I started wrestling, but it was the era of the 4 horsewomen in NXT. It wasn't just Becky, Bayley was a massive influence as well, so it did kind of taint how great it was knowing it was coming at her expense. This is an incredibly mature take on the situation. It'll be interesting to see how the established dynamic between Valkyria and Bayley plays out when the role model eventually returns to television. Next up, Booker T caught sleeping again. Booker T went viral at the 2025 Hall of Fame for allegedly being fast asleep during the ceremony, and now it looks like Booker once again has been caught sleeping during a WWE broadcast, as NXT viewers believe that the Hall of Famer was fast asleep during last night's show. Well, this could have been down to 2 reasons. Number 1, it could be that Booker T was praying again, or number 2, which is a likely one, there was no Stephanie Becker on NXT. Next up, Logan Paul to become world champion. The WWE continues to push Logan Paul at the top of the card, and this Saturday at Saturday Night's main event, Paul will main event the show in a world title match versus Jey Uso. While it's unlikely that Paul wins the big one, legendary wrestler JBL believes that WWE is indeed planning on making Paul world champion in the near future. Speaking on the latest edition of his podcast, JBL stated, "Logan Paul is going to be a world champion, there's no doubt about it. I don't think it's this weekend. I don't think there's any way you got Jey Uso. You got to give him time. He's over like crazy right now. My opinion, you leave it on him, but eventually Logan Paul, that's a heat-seeking missile, man. I'm such a fan of Logan Paul. He's going to be a great world champion, and I mean that. Not only a world champion, he's going to be a great world champion. That's going to make some people mad." Paul has a lot of notable wrestling names supporting him, and he even had Mark Henry this week suggesting that he should become Mr. Money in the Bank. Would Logan Paul make a great champion? And finally, WWE cancels an event. Our final story today takes a look at the news relating to WWE cancelling a major TV taping. Yesterday was confirmed that next week's NXT TV taping in Tampa had officially been cancelled. PW Insider reported the news by stating Ticketmaster.com is now listing this Tuesday's WWE NXT TV taping in Tampa, Florida at the Yuengling Center as cancelled. The event is also removed from the center's official website. Unless WWE intends to tack on taping material at one of their other Tampa events this weekend, most likely the episode will instead emanate from the WWE PC in Winter Park, Florida. According to WrestleTix, 1,700 tickets had been sold for the event, and this has naturally led to fans speculating that low ticket sales is the reason for the cancellation. WWE was set to have an entire weekend of events in Tampa, Florida. However, it may have been ambitious to expect fans to pay for numerous events, including an NXT taping. As things stand, they haven't explained why the event was cancelled, but they did address on NXT that the show would now be at the PC. If WWE do offer an explanation, it will certainly be interesting to see how they explain the sudden cancellation. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.